Hey, my amazing fans, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl 876, you're the British. If you're new here, welcome. You have found the perfect spot for all things fashion, delicious Jamaican cuisine, and travel. Big shout out to my loyal subscribers. Big up yourself. If you are just passing through and this channel isn't your vibe, I get it. Not everything is for everyone, but thanks for checking it out. Hopefully, next time you stop by, you'll hit that subscribe button. For the rest of you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support your girl. You're the British. Big up yourself all the time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. You don't know it's your girl 876. You're the British here, of course. People, another day in the kitchen, and today may I mash up something else in the kitchen. So may I mash up to the people. I am going to be doing some red peas soup. Yes. So here I have my beef. I'm going to be using beef. You can use chicken foot, as we say in a Jamaican, chicken foot, but you can use it if you want, or chicken feet. Yes, you can use chicken foot instead of beef. So here I already wash my beef. And what I use to wash my beef, I've used vinegar to wash my beef. So it is well clean. Chop up it, me love my bone. So this is the meat I am using today. And here I already soaked my red peas. Well, to be honest with you guys, you can soak your peas from overnight. My peas was left to soak for about an hour or 2 hours ago because I was unsure if I was going to be doing some red peas. So hence why the time in terms of 2 minutes for it to soak. I also have my coconut milk that I am going to be using. I have placed already my pressure cooker on. Water not boil up yet. So what I'm going to be doing now, guys, I am now going to be placing my peas and my beef into my lovely pressure cooker over here, and then start to bubble the pot. Now, guys, before I begin, I want you to go ahead, hit the like button and the subscribe button to support your girl 876. You're the British, of course. See you guys in a bit. So guys, I'm now going to be adding my peas to my pressure cooker. Now, just to bear in mind, when you're soaking your peas, please go ahead and add your garlic. So I have about 6 to 7 pegs of garlic, and I'm now going to be adding. So now that I've added my peas to my pressure cooker, I'm also going to add my beef. Then I'm going to put a lid on the pressure cooker, allow it to come to a boil before I secure the pressure cooker with its rightful lid. So stay tuned, guys. Added my beef along with my peas into the pressure cooker. The next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding about 2 cups of coconut milk. Now, if you have pumpkin and you like pumpkin, you can add about a peg or piece of pumpkin to it if you like it, but you do not have to use pumpkin in it. It's actually up to your liking, basically. So I'm giving it a little stir. Some people, they use salted beef as well. You can use salted beef if you prefer. You can also add a little bit of seasoning to your beef before you put it into your pressure cooker. I didn't add any seasoning to my beef. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding the seasoning to the pot. Now, before I add the seasoning to the pot, guys, I am going to cover this with a normal lid so that it can come to a boil. After it comes to a boil, the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting my pressure cooker lid on. Now, before I do all that, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button to support your girl. You're the British, of course. Now that my beef and my peas, they're in the pressure cooker, and they are coming to a boil before we put the lid on. Now we're going to move over to the food part. Now the things that I'm going to be putting inside my pea soup, I'm going to be peeling, of course, my potato, sweet potato we call it. I have my yam, it's white yam or soft yam. And I'm also going to be putting in a few pieces of dasheen. Yes. And I'm going to need my flour, and I'm going to be adding some cornmeal to my flour, and you have to put a little bit of salt in there. So I'm going to be pouring out now my flour. So I don't want a lot of dumpling. So guys, remember to hit the like and the subscribe button for me. As well as, guys, remember I showed you how to make dumpling. So I want you to go ahead and just pop over to my other video where I showed you how to make dumpling. So that's my ackee and saltfish video. You can click on it. So I'm also going to be adding some cornmeal. So you can add about 2 or 3 cups of flour and about half cup of cornmeal. It's just up to you. I love to add cornmeal to my flour. As a result of cornmeal gives a little, or add a little fiber in your diet. So in other words, it allows you to go to the toilet much more easier, smooth passage. Yes. So, and I'm also adding just a tablespoon or a teaspoon of salt, or just do a pinch of salt. So I'm going to be combining all of these ingredients together and make my dough stick around. All right, guys, so let's check. Now that it comes to a boil, we're going to now add our pressure cooker lid on and secure. Then I'm going to set my timer here, and I'm going to go in to about, let's give it about 25 minutes. I'm going to start it off on 25 minutes. Then we check it. You know what? Put it up to 30 minutes. Then we're going to check it after 30 minutes to see if our peas and our beef is ready. See you in a bit, guys. Now that I have made my dough, I'm going to set this aside. Not ready to make the dumplings as yet. So I'm going to set my dough aside, and then I'm going to move on to my ground produce that I'm going to be putting into my pot, which is my yam, my potato, and my dasheen. I might add a few more potato or another yam to my pot. If you have yellow yam, soft yam, go ahead, you can use it in your pot. All right, so it has been 30 minutes. The timer has turned off. So let's just check to see if our our peas are now cooked. If not, we're going to give it another 30 minutes. So let's just double check if it's soft. Simply means cook. It's a bit soft, so I'm going to give it 5 more minutes because I want it to be a much more softer than it is. So I'm going to put it on back, and I'm going to set the timer and give it roughly around 5 more minutes. Now that I finished peeling my yam, my potato as well as my dasheen. Next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be cutting them up in smaller pieces, and then I am going to be washing my ground product. After which I'm going to be checking my red peas as well as my beef to see if it's finished, and then add the beef to the pot so that they can cook. So let's begin dicing. So it's finished. So I remove the lid. So let's test to see if my meat or beef is cooked. So the beef is cooked. Let's test to see if our peas is cooked. The peas is cooked. Now we're going to go in with our food product or ground produce. So now I've added the food or my ground product into my pot. I'm going to allow them to cook before I put the dumplings in the pot. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to be adding my herbs. I'm going to be adding some thyme to it in the meanwhile. I'm also going to be adding some scallion to the pot. Whoops! That one burned me, people. Also, I'm going to add about 5 drops of pimento or a few of the pimento to my pot. That smells nice. And then I'm going to go in with my all-purpose savory seasoning. Just a little bit I'm going to add. You do not have to add any of your all-purpose season to the pot. It's optional, but I like to put it in. So I'm just going to give it a little mix. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of butter, just a tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to be adding to it, not a lot. So I'm going to leave this to cook. I'm going to secure it. Not going to put any salt in it as yet. So I'm going to secure the pot. And in a bit, I'll come back and put the dumplings in. Stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button to support your girl, You're the British. People, guess what? Yeah? Guess where me almost leave out of the pot? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Miss Scotch bonnet pepper. You cannot have pea soup or no type of soup or nothing at all without not having your Scotch bonnet pepper. So I'm going to drop that bad boy in the pot. Woo! Cover back the pot. Yeah. And then I am going to be giving this about a few minutes for it to cook. Then I'm going to be adding my dumplings or my flour in. People, reason why I don't put the flour in now, because dumpling cook fast. So if I put the dumpling within 5 or 6 minutes, the dumpling them start to float on the water. So once the dumplings start to float in the pot, it's simple mean it cook. And that take about 5 to 6 minutes. So I have to give the other ground produce time to cook before I add the dumplings to the pot. And to add our dumplings that were made previously into the pot. because the other food they are cooked. Let's nicely get our dumplings them in. Now guys, I've placed all my dumplings into the pot. So I'm gonna allow it now to cook. And then I'm gonna be adding my noodle to the pot. Okay guys, just for a little flavor, this is optional. I add just a bit of the Grace pumpkin noodle mix to it. As I said, it is optional, you don't have to. I put mine in a sieve because see, I do not want the noodle in it. All I want is just the seasoning just to add flavor to the pot. So I'm actually sieving. Now, as I said, this is optional. You don't have to do it, but as me say, I prefer to add and taste that little pumpkin taste to my soup. All right, guys. Now my pea soup. Can't find the peas them. Why? Anyways, my pea soup is finished because my dumplings they're floating on top. They simply mean that pea soup done. So I'm gonna dish out this bad boy and let you see the finished product. See you in a bit. So guys, here we have it. My pea soup, of course. This is it. This is it. This is it, guys. It smells absolutely divine and it looks very tasteful or tasty. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and leave me a comment into the comment section. Tell me if you guys have tried any of my recipes. See you in my next video. Bye.